Good evening. A story so far. Hastings and Catriel were asked by Mayor Lawanida to investigate the missing persons incident that appeared to be linked to the Riverside Festival. In fact, it turns out that the mayor concocted the entire affair herself to boost the festival's profile. So what crazy case awaits you next? Who knows? Another day with no inquiries. Is London really so crime-free? You've got nothing to do, why don't you tidy your desk? Looks like a dog's dinner. A mountain of papers and books and goodness knows what else is a disgrace. Don't you worry, Cheryl, I have a system. I know exactly where everything is. Miss Layton. Goodness, what is it, Ernest? Don't tell me the people of London have finally gotten on to me. Are they queuing down the street? Oh, I do wish they were, miss, but sadly no. Oh, well, that's a relief. Yeah, it would be so terrible for business if we actually had some clients. Think about it, Cheryl. If people were queuing up to see me, I'd have no time for my afternoon tea. We need to get you some motivational training. It's not about being motivated. I'm holding back, so I'm ready to respond with pep and verve, and the situation really demands it. I'm not sure if that duplicated dime is intentional there. Now then, what was it you wanted, Ernest? Well, don't be surprised, miss, but I've won a pair of tickets to the exclusive pre-screening of the new film A Naval Advance. No sup for love. Yeah, and you missed the good music, asshole. Really? That's great, Ernest. So, I was thinking, perhaps you and I could go together, maybe? Well, not as a work thing. I don't know. Oh, please, miss, it's a Maverick director film. It'll be spiffing.
I heard it.
I did say I was gonna start an hour early, asshole. I even contacted you, so... Anyway, Maverick director, is he a famous filmmaker or something? Oh yes, he's the man of the moment in the film industry, miss. He breathed new life into the whole romance genre with his seminal work, Edie, the Extra Hungry Terrestrial, and The Attack of the Munchies. That's a real film. I'm a professor of archaeology. It's got everything, Cheryl. Suspense, drama, animal romance. I'm not sure you want that. Really, words can't do it justice. So, what's this new film of his about then? A Naval Advance, no sup for love? Oh, it's about love and emotions, and it's packed with edge-of-your-seat action. And apparently it has a real twist at the end. Well, I think I feel overwhelmed already. The point is, it's a fantastic film, I'm sure. And there are oodles of famous actors in it, and the sets are supposed to be incredible too. I'm sure you'd love it, miss. It really doesn't sound like my cup of tea, Ernest. Oh. Don't give up, Pinstripes. Keep it at her. What would pique Miss Layton's interest? Of course. Well, miss, I've also been given a coupon for a free portion of the brand new durian flavor popcorn, but I don't suppose... Popcorn, you say? I don't believe it. I'm in! That worked, really? I'd be glad to go with you in that case, Ernest. Where's the film showing? When do we leave? Now she's straining on the lead to get there. The preview is being shown at the Savoy. What's that? A famous cinema? Rather, the Savoy Theatre is known by film buffs all over the world. I don't know it. It used to just be a run-of-the-mill cinema, but about 10 years ago there was a huge renovation and it turned into a luxury theatre. Since then, it's attracted all manner of cultural figures and celebrities from London. It's considered the heart of a British cinema now. Really? A cinema of choice for London's elite? Now I'm interested. The popcorn at such famous cinema is surely going to be to die for. But the film is what is exciting, miss. Jeez, I'm tripping over words all the time right now. Leave it, Pinstripes. We all know by now that cat's ruled by her belly. Of course, yes. A preview screening at such a prestigious location is going to be a big event, obviously. Oh, it is. I heard that as well as the lucky winners like myself. All sorts of VIPs have been invited as well. Really? Well, in that case, I'll have to dress up. As what? I was thinking I'd just go dressed as I am now, actually. That's cheaper on the animators and modelers and stuff. Well, not me. I have to make more of an effort. That's what a gentlewoman does. I'll go and change now. Just give me a minute. Oh, Miss Layton, it's starting very soon, so, please hurry if you can. Just give me a minute, she says. I know human minutes are longer than dog minutes, but this takes the biscuit. She's been rather a long time, hasn't she? If we don't hurry now, we're going to miss the show. Here I am. Sorry to keep you waiting. How many outfits did she try on carry? I say, miss. Alright. Not sure that would be appropriate for time period in which this is supposed to take place, but alright. What do you think, Ernest? Cheryl, do I look silly in this dress? Silly?
I like her hat.
I think actually the hat is the least fitting part of the entire attire.
Very nice hat.
It's amazing what a dress can do. Well, I was hoping for a little bit of a reaction at least. Well, never mind, we better get going or we'll be late. Come along. Alright, let's go. An angel. Miss Layton is an angel. Jesus. Here we are, Miss the Savoy. It is grand, isn't it? Gaudy even. I've never been inside before, actually. I'm a little nervous. It's only a cinema. Yeah, come on, Pinstripes. Are you a man or a mouse? Because she'll eat you if you're a mouse. Sure, behave. This isn't just something to be nervous about, Ernest. It's not like when I have to add another book to the teetering pile on my desk. Tidy up. Bad dog. Anyway, enough of that. There are a lot of people here, aren't there? Have they all won tickets, do you suppose? I expect so. It's almost palpable, isn't it? How everyone's dying for the film to start. I know I am. Ooh, look, miss, over there. Isn't that Emiliana? So it is. I wonder if that means something's happened. She could be here investigating. I haven't noticed any kind of commotion or anything. There was an incident that would liven things. Never mind, let's just go and get the information from the horse's mouth. Alright, bitch. Let's see what you got. Good evening, Emiliana. Also, I'm still upset that they changed the TTS. Now we can't fucking mock her voice. God damn it. Catriel, what are you doing here? Ernest here won tickets to see some lovey-dovey film or other, so I decided to come along with him. But the question is, what are you doing here, Emiliana? Has there been an incident? No, I'm not here on police business. I've come to see the film as well.
Truly said.
That was a bit better than whatever was going on yesterday, but... Oh wait, day before yesterday. Didn't realize you were a film buff. Well, I wouldn't describe myself as a buff exactly, but I do enjoy the change of pace. Profiling all day demands a huge amount of concentration. But the only people here tonight are either involved in the production of VIPs or they won tickets like I did.
To solve every crime.
So I presume that means you entered the prize draw as well, did you? Ah. Va bene. See, I entered the prize draw. So what? That doesn't make me a film buff. I can't do this. I just entered the draw because I felt like it and happened to win. But that's incredible. I mean, it's such a long anticipated release. The competition was fierce, and chances of winning were tiny. I had to enter the draw over 100 times before I won. Holy shit, that dude. Well, I entered more than 200.
Va bene. I am clearly an Italian.
200? No. I mean, I'm just a very lucky person, that's all. What? I see, I understand. Yes, it's all very clear now. You put up a pretense about not really liking films, but truth is you're here for the durian popcorn, whatever. What possible evidence do you have to support such a claim? I don't even like popcorn. Still refuse to admit it. It's not true. I'm not going to stand here and argue with all night, Catriel. I'm going in now. Oh yes, so should we. I'll just get out our tickets. Ha! Yes, hello, sir. You're having a good evening, yes? Ha! Yes, this is rather delicate, sir. You see, yes, I'm afraid that dogs are not permitted in the theater. Ha! Yes. Huh? Ha! Yes, and you see, this ticket is only valid for 2 persons. Persons usually pertaining to humans and not canines. Yes? Oh, I see. Gosh, Shirley, I'm so sorry. It never crossed my mind to buy a ticket for you. Oh, Ernest, you'd forget your head if it wasn't screwed on, would you? And you wouldn't? Well, there's nothing we can do about it now. I'm afraid you'll just have to wait out here until the film is over, Cheryl. Oh, sure, I'll just hang out here in the street like a stray. I didn't even bring my coat. It's not even as if I can go back and wait at the office. These paws can't open no doors. Fine, alright, I'll just wait here. Just do me a favor and don't watch all the ending credits. Good boy, we'll be back soon. Alright, Ernest, shall we? Oh, yes. What doggy deed do you have upset to deserve this, huh? How fortuitous, by the way, that nobody except for those people who are relevant to the plot can actually hear Cheryl. Or whatever his name was. The sign must be visible from a long way off. It's enormous and covered in lights. Just looking at the sign is a real thrill. Ooh, I'm so excited. So excited! I'm so excited! Now that's an old school meme. I think. I'm not sure from when that actually is. Alright, got my hand cone. Whoops, that's the wrong button. Please. Please. Can't believe it's upon us. Maverick director's latest masterpiece awaits. I'm beside myself with anticipation, Miss Layton. I really am. Ernest, this is no suffer love film. It's a romance story, isn't it? You've only just worked that out.
You're going to miss all the hidden puzzles if you don't click things more.
I think you'll find I don't give a shit. Well, yes, it is a romance, but it's so much more than that, miss. Actually, you can't pigeonhole Rector's work. It transcends genre. You see, miss, Rector used to direct cult B-movies. He had quite a following of die-hard fans even then. I think it must have been his attention to detail. I mean, really, he was a complete perfectionist. But he somehow never managed to appeal to Joe Public. Then about 10 years ago, he started to move into more mainstream genre, romance stories and so on. That's when he started to become more popular by appealing to a wider audience. Now he's regarded as one of the greatest directors of our time. His films are always highly anticipated. I must say, I've always thought his films were capital. I've been a huge fan even since his cult B-movies days. My all-time favorite has to be Wallow, the mud-bathing robot hippo on a mudless post-apocalyptic Earth. Let me try that again. My all-time favorite has to be Wallow, the mud-bathing robot hippo on a mudless post-apocalyptic Earth. I see. So you're also a fan of Mr. Rector's films, are you, Emiliana? Well, of course, I think he is a fantastic director. But no, I'm more interested in the actors in this film. Oh, you mean Leonardo cameo, the lead? Fuck off! God damn it, this is becoming unbearable. I hear he's ever so popular with the ladies. Well, he is extremely good looking, and an excellent actor, of course. After all the action roles he's played, I'm dying to see what he's like in a love story. Emiliana, I didn't take you for a lovey-dovey type. How cute. Oh, I didn't mean... Not lovey-dovey. No, no. Why did I pronounce that French? Anyway, when you've finished teasing me, look, it seems the VIP guests have arrived. Oh? Gotta say, the fucking constant cultural references, even though like they're turned into puns and stuff, are pretty grating.
Hey, look! Wow! It's the dragons! Well, London's wealthiest would be at an event like this.
Every one of them looks very well off. Who are they all? You're very poorly informed, Catriel. Everyone in London knows who they are. They're known as the Dragons. The 7 Dragons of London. 7 Dragons? Yes, some of London's wealthiest residents. Mogul.
So, is this cinema going to be someone's palace?
Moguls of media, finance, transport. Between them, they really control the city's economy. Although some of them do come from wealthy families, it's really only in the last 10 years that they've become so well known. Oh, not very long then. Especially in a historic city like London. True, and of course it's not just people here in London watching them. The whole world's eyes are trained on these 7 multi-millionaires. Well, they certainly do sound very influential. You know one of them already. Ah yes, Mayor Pipper. So she's one of the 7, is she? Oh, we must go and say good day, Miss Layton. I think there's still time before the film start. Let's go and say hello. Yo, please don't give me a puzzle. Good evening, Pipper. Catriel, I wasn't expecting to see you here. No, well, in truth, films aren't my thing. I'm here for the popcorn. I don't doubt it.
Thames.
I didn't realize you were one of the 7 dragoons of London. Well, that's really my father's influence, but I don't think of myself as a millionaire. I think of myself as London's mayor, nothing more. Yeah, just the mayor, you know, nothing more than that. I'm very humble. That's a very worthy title. Not everyone has what it takes to be a mayor in a city like this one. You're too kind, Catriel, but it's always nice to receive a compliment. Now then, there's someone I'd like to introduce you to. This is a friend of mine, Mr. Phineas T. Barnum. Oh god. Howdy. It's a real pleasure to meet you. So, you're just Catriel Layton I've been hearing about, eh? Ha! 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 Pipper's told me all kinds of stories about you. All good. All good, don't you worry. I've been just dying to meet you. Well, it's an honor to meet you too, Mr. Barnum. You're on the VIP guest list, I presume? VIP guest list? That's a good one. You'll be saying I want a ticket next. Oh, so in what capacity are you here then? I was under the impression you either had to win a ticket or be invited especially.
Where's Ferb?
You don't have a clue who I am, do you? Well, I tell you what, I'll set you a little puzzle. If you can solve it, I'll fill you in. God damn it, you motherfucker. I knew this was gonna happen. Okie dokie, let's go. Here we have 5 playing cards. A certain number of them are missing a section at the top right, which is the same shape as the corner of a playing card. What? Oh, okay. It's possible to arrange them without fully overlapping them, so that none of the missing areas are visible. Arranged like that, how many cards with missing pieces could there be? It is the maximum number of cards that could have a missing piece. 5? Because you could make a circle, right?
This is an interesting one. And that's how it's done.
Fuck you and your trick questions, game. Or you could do that, sure. They told me you were good at puzzles, and they were right. Sorry, I wasn't trying to test you or nothing. Just wanted to see it with my own eyes. See, I'm a big fan of detective work. Well, I hope I didn't disappoint you. On the contrary, so we had a deal, didn't we? Let me tell you all about me. I'm the manager of this Savoy, you see? This Savoy being the greatest darn theatre in the West End, bar none. I'm the one who's put on this screening. Oh, you mean you own the Savoy? That's right. Now I hear you blew Pip's little festival plot out of the water. I was wondering what kind of girl you were, and now I see. Mighty fine. Well, I hope you enjoy the show. After all, if it tanks, I won't make any money out of it, will I?
Unsolved. Ha, ha, ha.
Ha. Well, the truth is, I'm really here for the popcorn, not the film. Ah, the all-new durian flavor, you mean? You know, I came up with that myself. You have to keep thinking of new ideas if you want your customers to keep coming back, right? I just let Pip try it as it happens. Not her cup of tea at all. I see you're involved in all aspects of the business. How interesting. Well, that popcorn certainly has a unique flavor. Perhaps a little too unique. A good example of effort not necessarily producing results. I'll judge it for myself, I think. Now, where do you get it? It's on sale at the kiosk back there. Show them your coupon and they'll give you a tip. Oh, look, that's old W over there by the kiosk. Madame Dublé to you. You should introduce yourself. Madame Dublé? Is she another one of the 7 dragons? Gretchen Dublé is a name you do well to remember, Miss Layton. And a word of advice, never forget the Madame. She controls a whopping great empire of businesses stretching right across the globe, you know? Yeah, she practically breathes money. You used to say that the sun would never set on the British Empire. Well, if that metaphor holds any water at all, Madame Dublé will be the sun. She's the glue that holds us all together. The mother dragon, you could say. I see. Well, she certainly sounds larger than life. If you want your detective agents to have any chance of success, it will be a wise move to befriend Madame Dublé, Catriel. I suppose detective work does rely on maintaining good relations with people, it's true. I could just say hello while I queue up for my popcorn. While you queue up for your popcorn, you really haven't grasped how important she is, have you? I'm pretty sure she has, but doesn't give a shit. Here we are at last, the kiosk. Time to sample the all-new popcorn delight. Oh no. What's the matter? There's none at the kiosk. I won't be able to get my popcorn. Never mind, miss. How about introducing ourselves to Madame Dublé instead? So near and yet so far. Must be down in the mouth, miss. Remember Mr. Barnon said she could be a very useful contact. Yes, alright. Let's say a quick hello then. Do you know which lady she is? I suspect that lady over there might be the one we're looking for. I think you might be right. She certainly stands out as being affluent. Oh god. Alright. Excuse me, you wouldn't happen to be Madame Dublé, would you? Indeed I would, and you are. I'm Catriel Layton from the Layton Detective Agency. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Madame. Oh, the Layton Detective Agency, you say? Now where have I heard that name before? Oh, you must be the famous Herschel Layton's daughter, are you? How's the professor? Is he in good health? I think so. You think so? Well, no, I mean, he's very well, yes, thank you. I'll be sure to mention to him that I met you. please do, and tell him I should very much like to meet him when he's next available. I wish I could. Goodness, it's nearly time for the show. I promised myself a little tipple before it begins. Do excuse me. Well done, Miss Layton. I think you made an impression. Oh, no, Ernest. All this hobnobbing with the rich and famous is taking its toll on my nerves. Oh, I don't believe it. Over there, look! It's Maverick, the director. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Maverick, the director. Thank you all for coming to see the premiere of my new film. I hope you enjoy A Naval Advance, No Sub for Love. The screening is about to begin, so if you'd all like to make your way to your seats. Oh my Gideon, I can't believe it! It's the real Maverick Director, Miss Layton. I've never seen the real Maverick Director before. But you've seen the fake one? No, I didn't mean... there's no time for that. The film is about to start. We must take our seats. Aren't you forgetting something, Ernest? First, I have to redeem this coupon for my durian popcorn. Oh, and look, the kiosk attendant has returned. What if the film starts while you're waiting for it? Everyone else is already inside. Quickly, miss, we must hurry.
Why is everyone's name a pun?
Well, I mean, that's Layton world etiquette already. Every fucking person in the Layton universe has a punny name. Anyway, sorry for the wait, ma'am. We have a full house tonight, and with all the VIP guests demanding attention. Ha! It's been quite busy, I'm afraid. I see. Well, anyway, I believe this coupon entitles me to some free popcorn, the new durian flavor. Ha! That's correct, ma'am. However, the feature is about to begin, I think, so... Ha! Please take your seats immediately. I'm sorry, miss, but we really must go in now. Whoops, that's not what I meant to press, alright. Poor cat, she has to sit through a boring-ass movie. Can't even fucking distract herself with snacks. I know that feel for movie night all too well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to a premiere screening of my latest work, A Naval Advance, No Sub for Love. The story begins with a young couple who meet at a ramshackle old cinema out in the sticks. The man wants to become a film director, whilst the girl nurses her dream of being an actress as she waits tables in a local cafe. The turn of events sees the pair on a luxury cruise trip together, and they fall more and more in love as time goes on. But then something terrible happens. The ship, a relic from an ancient civilization, starts to sink into the sea. The situation is desperate. There seems to be no way out. The couple are doing everything they can to survive. Well, I think you better stop there. Don't want to spoil your enjoyment of the story after all. I'll just finish by saying that this film is the culmination of years of work and marks, I believe, the pinnacle of my career. I'm sure you're all going to love it. Of course, it would never have been possible without the support of so many people. The fantastic actors, the cameramen and women, the sound crew, my assistant artistic directors, the editing staff, and above all, my wife, who has been a constant source of encouragement and never stops believing in me. And I'd like to say an enormous thank you once again to everyone involved in the production. So, without further ado, I present to you A Naval Advance, No Sub for Love. Look at these fucking generic faces around them, holy shit. Alright. Can romance bloom on a
What an exciting
submarine?
movie.
This is so dumb,
Transforming ship, incredible.
but it fits completely within the Layton universe. Oi! The fuck is that voice, though? Okay. What's going on? What's happened to my film? Why is it cut there? No, this isn't right. The last scene, the kiss scene, the big finale. Someone's stolen it.
Moo-hee-hee-hee.
Hold on, my birds are going bonkers. Shut up, will you? I know your birds and all, and you have to scream, but... Jesus. What's the problem now? Yeah. Go outside if you want to fly. You know, you're like those fucking people from the internet complaining about shit. Once you have the actual ability to do something about it, you just asshole. Dude, stop it. Even your deal, man. Okay, I'm back. Excuse me, Mr. Barnum.
Jesus Christ, a bug landed on my bread and I accidentally chewed on it.
Why do you have bugs in your house, dude? Excuse me, Mr. Barnum. Has everyone left now? Yep, that's the end of that. We've had to cancel the screening, so I sent everyone home. You're a friend of Miss Layton's now, aren't you? Well, I'm not sure if friend is the right word, but, well, I'm Emilia Perfetti. I'm a case analyst and profiler at Scotland Yard. This theft of the climactic scene of the film is a very serious offense. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some questions about it. Yes, you could tell us what you know about the events leading up to the discovery of the missing scene. Catriel, what are you still doing here? And why is that hound with you? Hey. Well, everyone else has left now, so I thought Cheryl could help sniff out clues. You don't need a sniffing around here. Keep your nose and your dog's nose out of business that doesn't concern you. But it does concern us. Mr. Barnum personally requested I stay and help. Huh. You bet I did. Talk about luck, having a Scotland Yard officer and a private eye on site. Anyway, I'd like to ask both of you to help figure out what happened here. Who the heck that cut that kiss scene out of the film, huh? If anyone can solve this case, it's the woman who figured out the Riverside Festival shenanigans. Isn't that right, Catriel? You'll take on the case, won't you? Well, I couldn't very well turn you down after that glowing praise, could I? Of course I'll take on the case. Any mystery solved, that's my motto. Mr. Barnum, please. I'm more than capable of handling this case. Leave it to the experts at Scotland Yard. Now, I'm not saying I don't think you're a talented detective as well, Miss Perfetti, but a little competition should make you both work harder. Va bene. You'll soon see that I pinpoint the truth much more quickly than a so-called detective. That's the spirit. Good luck to the both of you. Well, don't just stand around here chatting to me. You better be running along to get a statement from old Rector, hadn't you? Where is he now, do you know? Sure do, he's right over there. Still totally dumbfounded, poor guy. He put his heart and soul into that final kiss scene. It's kind of hard to understand why anyone would have done this, I must admit. Still, that's for you two ladies to figure out, isn't it? Alright, dude, what's up? My film, my magnum opus. Please, Mr. Rector, don't worry. I'll personally track down the thief responsible for stealing the lost scene. No, you won't, because I'll track down whoever did it first. Very professional, ladies. Very professional. It was perfect. I made every last detail perfect before I was willing to show it to the public, and now this! Surely the negatives are still available. You'll be able to produce a new reel for another screening, won't you? But didn't you see the audience's reaction? They were frustrated. Without that final scene, the story doesn't hang together at all. I wanted to give people the perfect film. I've put my whole life into this project, my heart and soul. We understand, Mr. Director, but try not to let it get you down. I'll track down the perpetrator, don't worry. Try not to let it get me down? Are you mad? This is a disaster. A blow like this just before the official release is a death knell for any film. And just when I thought I made it to the big time, when I got in with the top studios, now it's back to trying to make ends meet again. What am I going to tell all my crew? I thought I'd finally be able to pay them what they're due. This is terrible. Please try to calm down. Now tell me, do you have any suspicions at all about who could be responsible? Responsible for desecrating my work? Obviously someone who doesn't like my films. I think that's not obvious. Could be someone who's jelly. How am I going to face my crew, my wife even? They were all on tenterhooks waiting to see how the audience reacted. I just want the ground to open and swallow me up. I wish I was on that submarine right now, sinking. Hell, same, dude. Yes, well, thank you for your time, Mr. Director. Sinking, sinking. Oh dear, he's really taking this badly, isn't he? Yes, ridiculously so. I give up. I'll try talking to him again once he's calmed down. Can't blame the guy for being upset. This movie was a big deal to him. And he's not the only one who's troubled by what's happened either. I'm kind of sour myself. Well, yes, I imagine you will be. This is going to affect sales for you after all.
Did someone steal your film, Shin?
No. I just hate life. I like the way you think, Missy, but it's not just that. I'm a big fan of Rector's work, you see. I was looking forward to the whole world finally seeing what a great director he really is. Now that this has happened, all that talent could go to waste if we're not careful. So you two ladies better get a move on and figure out what happened to that stolen scene. If it'll help, I can give you access to anywhere in the theater. In fact, I'll just tell security to give you a free rein. There's a projection box around the back. Normally it's out of bounds, but I don't mind you going in there to investigate if you need to. The projection box? Uh-huh. Thank you, Mr. Barnum. What are we waiting for? Let's hightail it over to the projection box then. I agree, we should start by investigating the film reel. Is there something wrong, Emiliana? I've come to expect irrational behavior from you, Catriel, but really, talking to your dog? It's wonderfully
I'm
therapeutic.
going to call Phineas being the culprit.
I'm gonna say it's Ernest. Should really try it sometime. Anyway, are you coming with us to the projection box? No, I will be carrying out investigations elsewhere first. Amateurs tend to put me off and I might miss something crucial. You see, Catriel, every criminal, no matter how careful, leaves a trail of telltale signs following a crime. Only a skilled profiler like myself can read them, of course, which is why I will solve this case long before you do and prove the superiority of my methods. I'll look forward to it. Don't mock me. Va bene. You'll see soon enough. I really wasn't mocking you. I'm looking forward to it. Allora. Until later, Catriel. Just try not to disturb the scene too much, won't you? Okay. So this is what the inside of a projection box looks like. What a lot of machinery. Excuse me? Authorized personnel only in here, please. I'll have to ask you to leave. I wonder what this machine does. Stop! Don't touch Albertina! Albertina? Yes, Albertina, she's brand new. If you touch her, you could put her totally out of alignment. She's very cranky. Not like old Rosalind next to her there. She's much better behaved. Bulletproof she is. Albertina is delicate. Uh-oh. Wacko alert. This nutjob's named all his equipment. Albertina and Rosalind, what lovely names you've come up with for your machines. Don't touch. Please, I'm going to have to insist that you leave now. It's alright, Mr. Barnum gave us permission to investigate in here. Investigate? Sorry, I should have introduced myself. I'm Katria Layton of the Layton Detective Agency. These are my assistants, Ernest and Cheryl. We're investigating the disappearance of the final scene of No Sup for Love. Would you mind telling us who you are? I presume you're a member of the technical staff here at the theater. Oh yes, I'm Seymour Frames. I'm the I'm the celluloid's projectionist. I see. And what do you do? Well, miss, the projectionist is responsible for setting up the film and controlling the equipment during screenings. I must say, it sounds like a rather spiffing job. And just think of all the films you get to see. Don't make light of it. Being a projectionist carries huge responsibility and demands incredible attention to detail. You have to keep constant eye on the running of the film, fine-tune all the machines, and make sure the projector is in exactly the correct position at all times. There's never any downtime in my job. I have to spot all the motor cues and make sure I'm ready for the real changeovers as well. Golly, it sounds awfully complicated. It is, but I wouldn't have any other job. I'm happy in here, surrounded by my machines. Well, people always think it's a doodle, and it's not. Sounds like he's more interested in the machines than the films they're showing. I think we need to ask this Mr. Frames a few more questions. Nice bird, by the way. Excuse me, Mr. Frames, but could you tell us what you were doing before the screening today? If you're expecting me to talk to you, you can help me solve this puzzle first. Okay, puzzle toll, here we go. There are 3 different types of alarm inside a completely dark chest. One alarm goes off in response to sound, one goes off in response to light, and one goes off in response to vibration. There are 3 buttons that each produce one of those effects. You need to set off all 3 alarms by pressing the least number of buttons possible. Select all of the buttons that need to be pressed. Well, I mean, we don't need to make a sound because that already happens if an alarm goes off, right? And I presume a light goes off as well if the fucking thing is to be believed, so it would just be shake the chest. Or
so, in conclusion...
No?
That wasn't right. Oh, fiddlesticks.
Oh my god, a bomb.
Alright, I guess not. Any other ideas? I mean, take the chest, make it light inside the chest. I mean, I assume to make a sound inside the chest, or a light inside the chest, you would also have to open it and just shake it or something. I don't know. This fuck off game. Any other ideas? Because is the answer none?
I say light.
Alright. I mean, it could be more than one. What's light? Okay.
Layton, of course.
You only need to press one button. If you make it bright, the light alarm goes off. The noise of that makes the sound alarm go off. The bright vibrations caused by... Well, see, now, the vibrations caused by the sound will be minuscule to the point where that probably shouldn't set off the alarm, so that's a stupid fucking tricky question. Whereas the alarm causing lights to flash is completely reasonable. But whatever, game. Whatever, game. Okay, that was pretty shitty. So, you'll talk to us now? I'd like to know what you were doing before the screening today. Fine, alright then. I was in here, of course, making sure all my machines were in tip-top working order. So you were the one actually who ran the film. Yeah, I was pretty shocked when the last reel suddenly skipped the scene. And would you have any idea who might have stolen the kiss scene? No, not really. I mean, I really don't care. It's only film, for goodness sake. Yes, about that, Mr. Frames. Even though you work in a cinema, you give the impression you don't really like films, is that right? Obviously, it's the machines I love. Give me Albertina and Rosalind here over any stupid film any day. Oh, that reminds me, I've got to get Belinda cleaned up. You can't let the spare equipment get dirty just because you're not using it. This chap certainly does love his machines. Okay. Ow. Fuck yeah, let's look at the bird. No, look, Miss Layton, there's a bird in this cage. It's a minor bird, I think.
Talk to the bird.
I thought it was a raven. I thought it was a raven at first. Raven mad like someone else in this room. Miners are talking birds, aren't they? Yes, that's right. I bet he can say all kinds of things, can't he, Mr. Frames? Yeah, I've taught the Major quite a few words. Why don't you introduce yourself, Major? Come on, say hello. Hello, I'm the Major. Major Miner, Major Miner. He really does talk. So what? Minor birds do. Dogs, on the other hand, now that's something special. Would you mind if we tried to get him to say something? Sure, go ahead. He's pretty sharp. He'll probably talk to you. Talk for you. Oh goody. Come along, miss. Let's try. This will be such a lark. Hello! How are you? How are you? He's very polite, isn't he? Cheryl, why don't you try talking to him? Perhaps you'll be able to understand each other. Can you speak with Swahili just because you're human? I only speak dog, alright? No bird. Really? You've never told me that before. You've never told me if you can speak with Swahili. The point is, so far I've only met a few humans who can understand what I'm saying. Maybe there are some birds out or cats out there who'll understand me as well. But I've never met any of them if there are. I didn't realize there were all these limitations on what he can and can't do. What a disappointment. Oh, sure, I'm such a disappointment because a talking dog is so mundane. Oh well, I suppose I'll just have to try to communicate with the bird myself. So, Major, did you see the film Thief? Saw the thief! Saw the thief! Jeepers, really? Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? Yes, who did it? You did it! You did it! Of course I didn't do it. Didn't do it! Didn't do it! Who's a pretty wally then? Who's a pretty wally then? Gosh, he even tells jokes. Amazing. Yeah, side-splitting. I told you, the Major's very sharp. A genius, really. Alright then, Major, if you're so sharp, you'll understand me when I explain what I'll do to you if you make fun of me again. Call the RSPB! Call the RSPB! Miss Layton, he is only a bird, remember? I know he talks like a human, but we really can't treat him like one. Major hunger! Major hunger! Popcorn! Popcorn! Sorry, Major, I'm all out of popcorn now. Oh yes, of course. What is it, miss? Have you cracked it? Have you seen to the heart of the case already? No, this is far more important than that. Oh, really? I forgot all about the new durian popcorn I wanted to try. I knew it. Well, I think that concludes our investigation of the projection box. And other than the machine mad Seymour Frames and his pet minor bird, nothing seemed to stand out as being unusual. Yes. Gosh, you certainly seem to be deep in thought, miss. Are you figuring it all out with those little grey cells of yours, as Inspector Hastings calls them? I've got it. I know exactly where we need to head next. Without a shadow of a doubt. Snack kiosk. Seriously. I refuse to leave without my free popcorn. I can practically see the little kernels of corn popping around inside your head at the moment. Miss, we have to focus on the case. The head of the great Layton Detective Agency, with all its proud history and tradition, can't be distracted by such things. What history and tradition? Cat only just set the place up. Well, alright, but it'll have to be a proud history and tradition in the future. We can just get our heads off popcorn. A long way in the future. As it stands, we have no leads at all. I think we should investigate another part of the theater. The pup's got a point. Snooping before snacks. Come on. Well, if the two of you don't want to come with me, I'll go on my own. Like a dog with a bone as usual. Let's turn our attention back to the case. Presumably there's an editor here as well, wouldn't you think? We should see if we can interview him or her. Quick thinking, go faster, Prince Stripes.
Is it alright for a bird to eat popcorn anyways?
I wouldn't know. I mean, it's just corn. So how do we go about finding the editor? Well, I suppose we could ask Mr. Frames. In before the bird ate the fucking film or something. Pardon me, Mr. Frames, we'd like to talk to whoever was in charge of editing the premiere. You mean editor? He's the...
Let's meet Editor.
God fuck. Rector's famous editing assistant? Yeah, he's one of the most senior members of Rector's crew, and he was here for the screening today. Well, given that's an editor's job to cut and splice the film, I think we should speak with him. You may well know something about the missing kiss scene. Where can we find him?
I was pretty close.
Good question. I don't know where he disappeared to after the screening. Perhaps he's still in the theater. Let's go and ask around if anyone's seen him, miss. Alright, as soon as I got my popcorn, we'll go on a hunt for Mr. Tor. Let it go, cat. Maybe it'll be quicker in the long run if we just go to the snack kiosk now and get it out of the way. Very well, miss, you won. Let's head for the kiosk. Bitch, did you even think you had a chance? There's still one or two people about, even though most people have left now. Never mind that, it's popcorn time. Now I just need to give the coupon Ernest has to the member of staff at the kiosk, and the Durian Delight will be mine. Obsessed, you're obsessed. Ha! What can I do for you? Oh, aren't you the chap who showed us into the theater before? Ha! Yes, and all the other staff members were individually assigned to take care of our VIP guests. So yes, we were a little short of hands for the usual running of the theater. Ha! Ha! Yes, I'm having to do everything myself. Greeting theater goers, showing them to their seats, manning the snack kiosk, cleaning. Ha! Yes, I can't be in enough places at once. Gosh, you sound awfully overworked. Like someone else I could mention. Answering the phone, making tea, cleaning the office, helping with investigations. Sound familiar, Pinstripes? Oh, I don't mind. I'm very proud to be able to help such an esteemed detective as Miss Layton. You are? Well, I'm sorry to trouble you when you're obviously so busy, but I'd like some durian popcorn, please. Here's my coupon. Ha! Yes, of course, I'd be delighted to serve you, except that I'm terribly sorry, but I can't. You see, yes, I'm afraid the daily special popcorn is all sold out, yes. I knew I should have come earlier. Was always going to go quickly, such a knockout flavor. Oh yeah, anyone could have predicted that. However, yes, I do have something else I could offer you instead. A puzzle. Fuck. I don't want that. Fuck off. The 3 panels are expressing the number 6. Change the order and orientation of the panels to make 6. In another way, not 1 plus 5 or 5 plus 1. Slide the panels to move them and place one panel on top of another to swap them over. Touching a panel will make it rotate.
A durian puzzle.
I mean, this is 6 if you want. Kind of, if you squint just a bit. Anyway, it probably wants me to multiply things or something. Or not, I don't know. There's not really anything interesting I can do with rotating this, yeah? I mean, this isn't anything.
8.
I'm sure it's another fucking tricky question too.
Just write the word 6.
Oh yeah. That works. Great.
Oh yeah.
This puzzle's got some bite. I ain't nothing but a hound dog.
These darn trick puzzles.
Ha! I do hope that satisfied your appetite for something unusual, yes? Oh well, I suppose I'll just have to give up on the popcorn now and get on with solving this stupid fucking case. God damn it. Finally we can put all that popcorn nonsense behind us. Isn't it funny that the major, you know, the minor bird, knew the word popcorn? And we're back. Ha! Yes, actually, I was the one who taught him to say that, yes. Oh, really? Ha! Yes, sometimes I take a snack of popcorn into the projection box. You know, I've even seen a major out of his cage before. You mean Mr. Frames lets the bird fly free? Ha! Yes, I believe so. I mean, only sometimes, of course. Otherwise, yes, he could get into rather a lot of trouble. Quite often, the major eats all the popcorn before Seymour gets a look in. Haha! Yes, it's true. That's how the bird picked up the word popcorn in the first place. I even took a tub of durian popcorn up there earlier today, and the major had it all again.
Rightly.
Yes, I just took my eye off him for a moment, and he gobbled every last piece. An entire tub? By Jove, that's a bird with an appetite, all right. Oh yes, I was as surprised as you were. Ha! But I think even a major might have overdone it that time. It seemed to give him a tummy ache. Ah, lucky thing. I wish I could eat so much durian popcorn that my tummy ached. But I must stop pining for something I can't have. Yes, it's the time we spoke to Mr. Tor, the editor. Huh? What? I was still in popcorn. I feel your pain, Cheryl, but we must find Mr. Tor now. Do you know where he is? I saw him just a few moments ago, actually. Ha! Yes, he was on his way out of the door. Ooh, quickly then, everyone. You have to catch him before he goes home. I hope I never have to talk to this asshole in this stupid speech pattern again. God damn it. No, wrong fucking thing. Catriel, may I have a moment? What is it, Pipper? Not that it makes up for the trouble I put you to before, but I have a little something for you. These are fashion farthings. Please ignore how I pronounce that.
So far it seems possible he did eat it.
They're a unique London currency that you can use to purchase clothes. Change of outfit now and then can be fun, don't you think? I personally try to keep up with the latest trends and fashions. So do I. It's what an English gentlewoman does. Thank you, Pipper. I say, miss, that's rather exciting, isn't it? You'll be able to purchase all sorts of outfits now. Oh boy, dress up. Just what I needed in my Layton games. Ah, fuck. All the guests have gone home now. It's deserted in the lobby and outside. How about that man standing by the entrance? You think he could be editor? We won't know unless we ask him. Yo. Excuse me, are you Mr. Tor, the editor? I am, and you are? I'm Catriel Layton from the Layton Detective Agency. You've probably heard of me. Nope. Oh, well, that's a shame. Still, you know me now, don't you? Mr. Barnon has asked me and my colleagues to investigate the case of the stolen kiss scene. We'd very much like to take a statement from you, Mr. Tor. After all, you've worked with Maverick Director for many years, haven't you? Up is a good film. You should watch that if you haven't yet. I'm surprised a kid your age has even heard of me. Alright, let's see what else you know. I bet you haven't heard of this Rector film, have you? Fuck. Just, you know, in case I forget any time in the future, just assume that any time a puzzle comes up, I just say fuck. There's been an incident at a farm where all of the cows have disappeared. According to a witness, a UFO sucked them all up and some aliens came out. Why is anybody's guess, but now you need to place an alien in each of the spaces where there is currently a cow. Touch a cow to suck it up into the UFO and swap it with an alien, and vice versa. The creature coming down from the UFO will take the other empty space. What?
It's just raining puzzles today.
Okay, so... Oh. Okay. Oh, that sure was difficult.
Thank goodness I got that right.
You did it! You did it! How did you find it? Not a bad action thriller, eh? Well, I'll say, UFOs and aliens always make for a jolly good tale. I know what film it is. It's the rarely seen signs, close equations of the third kind. Fuck off. Alright, now I'm impressed. Rector was still a newcomer, so the film had a cast of total unknowns, and they quickly disappeared from the big screen.
You rescued the aliens.
And the production company went bankrupt as well, so it's never been re-shown. It's one of the most talked about films among Rector fans. Spot on. You really know your stuff, kid. Okay, fire away. What do you want to ask me? Thank you, Mr. Tor. So, first of all, can you confirm that you were at the screening earlier? Yeah, I was there. I wanted to see everyone's reactions to our latest film, to be honest. But then that happened. It's unbelievable. You know, I've worked closely with Maverick for a very long time now, and I've never experienced something like this before. It's my job to cut Maverick's films, and my job alone. Can I ask you where you were immediately before the screening today, Mr. Tor? I was with Maverick. We were checking over the film together. Needless to say, there was nothing wrong with it then. other than us arguing again. Arguing? What about? Well, you probably don't know, but Maverick's films used to be a lot more fringe, a lot more edgy. It's that kind of work that attracted me to Maverick's direction in the first place, and I've stuck with him ever since. But in recent years, he's gone for the popular vote. He's been shooting the kind of overly sentimental dross that the public seems to lap up. And that final kiss scene in his latest film is... well, it never sat right with me from the start. But Maverick wouldn't listen to me, would he? Not when we were shooting or when we were editing. So when we were checking over the film earlier today, I finally said it. I told him that scene wasn't true to his style, that he'd sold out. So the two of you quarreled? Yeah, but that's just par for the course. Actors and editors always argue, always have, always will. Making film sounds like a tricky business. Let me make one thing clear. Just because we argued, it doesn't mean I'd do something like that and disappoint all those poor people. I see. Well, thank you, Mr. Tor. No problem. You catch whoever did this, all right? I want to know who was responsible. Well, I think we've spoken to everyone now. Unsurprisingly, no one stands out as being the guilty party at this stage. Maybe it wasn't an inside job. Perhaps we should start thinking along different lines. No, I don't think so. I'm still not sure exactly when the scene was cut from the film, but one thing seems fairly certain. It wouldn't have been as easy for an outsider to gain access to the film reels in the time window we're looking at. Not to mention the fact that only randomly selected guests and VIPs were allowed entry to the theater at all today. Yes. Everyone was carefully checked at the door, weren't they? Certainly wouldn't have been easy for anyone else to slip in. Yeah, but I mean, tickets could have been resold, yeah, if you won them? And both Rector and Tor say there was nothing wrong with the film when they checked it just before the screening. So even if someone had managed to slip into the theater unnoticed, they wouldn't have been able to get out to the film reels between then and the start of the screening. My thoughts exactly, Ernest. If the kiss scene was indeed stolen, it has to have been by a member of the theater staff or the production team. I think you're right. Let's not forget there's someone who we haven't managed to speak to properly yet. That's true. Let's find Mr. Rector and see if he can answer some questions this time. I just hope he's calmed down a little now. So do I. I wonder if he's still in the lobby. Okay. Hold on. No director. But there's Emiliana. Look, perhaps she'll know where we can find him. Let's go and ask her, and we can find out how her profiling is going at the same time. Sup, bitch. Oh, still here pretending to do real detective work? If it were that good at pretending, I could pretend If I were that good at pretending, I could pretend to like you. So how are you getting it? How are you getting on? Fucking Christ, why am I so bad at reading tonight? Don't be so catty. No doubt you've hit a brick wall as you've come to see if you can glean anything from me. Not at all. I was just curious to know how your profiling was going. Also, battery's running out. Give me a second. Need to fucking dig out the thingy. Very well, I'll tell you. Perhaps hearing some genuine deduction will make you realize how unsophisticated your own efforts are. A taste of cutting-edge profiling work could do wonders for your future investigations. Well, we can dream, can't we? You know, this lady always makes me want to scratch. Be quiet, Hound. Don't interrupt me with your meaningless yapping. Yeah, bow wow, as in bow wow, you're annoying. So, having spoken to everyone involved, I've built up a detailed profile of the case. The only person who was unhappy about the final kiss scene was the editor. In other words, he is the only one with a motive. He had complained to the director that the stone scene was inappropriate for the film. However, Tor has an alibi. On the other hand, Seymour Frames, alone in the projection box, had the opportunity to commit the crime, but there is no clear motive. Frames is crazy about his machines, but has little or no interest in the films he shows using them. Therefore, he had no reason to commit the crime. A logical conclusion of all this is that the real culprit is someone else, someone we have yet to investigate. But who could that be? The only other person with access to the film reels who has not been investigated thoroughly until now is director
The real criminal was the bird.
And of course the owner of the thing. Rector? But why? Rector is a renowned perfectionist. His attention to detail is well known. How meticulous he is about such minutiae as the shape of clouds in the sky or the sound of waves. And it would appear that the final kiss scene in his latest film of his has been troubling him for some time. The perfectionist in him couldn't decide if the scene was up to scratch, if it was worthy of inclusion in his magnum opus. He agonized over this right up until the premiere screening today, when finally he made up his mind the scene had to go. With no time to lose, he cut the scene from the reel and either hid it or disposed of it, all for the sake of the perfect film. That is the outcome of my analysis of all the available evidence. Very interesting. It's certainly a plausible theory. Now, I wasn't expecting you to accept it so graciously. But something about it just doesn't sit right with me. What, do you have a problem with my profiling? It's not exactly a problem, though. It's just something I can't quite put my finger on. Miss Layton's deductions go beyond logic and reason, you see, Emiliana. They have a magic all of their own. Magic has no place in case solving, Ernest. Catriel is working on a hunch, nothing more. Hunches aren't reliable. Well, anyway, I think we should have another chat with Mr. Rector. He was too upset before to give us any useful information. Well, that is certainly true, and the more information we can gather, the better. And talk of the devil, that's him over there, isn't it? Oh yes, and he's with Mr. Tor, it seems. Looks like something is going on between the two of them. Eddie, there you are. Have you got a minute? Sure, actually there's something I need to talk to you about too. Well, not here. Can't we go somewhere a little more private? How about in the auditorium? It's probably empty now. We should have the place to ourselves. Suits me fine. Did you see that, Miss Layton? They disappear into the auditorium together. Yes, this is an interesting development. You must sneak in there as well. Oh dear, you keep playing your private eye games, Catriel. Some of us still have work to do.
Are they going to tussle?
I hope so. I like me a good tussle. That's strange. We all saw them come in here. Where have they disappeared to? Over there, cat. Alright then, Eddie, why don't you just admit it? You're the one who cut that scene, aren't you? You've never liked it. You've had a problem with it from the first day of shooting. Yeah, and you knew that, but you refused to cut it yourself, you stubborn old fool. Who's the director here, eh? Me, I am. If I say a scene stays in, it stays in. Or did I misunderstand the meaning of director somewhere? If you've got a problem with the way I make decisions, then this partnership of ours is over, as of now. It's over, you say? Oh, Maverick, you've done it now. Please, let's all calm down and try to talk about this rationally. Oh, where did you spring from, Miss Layton? Never mind that now, just take some deep breaths and calm yourselves down. Breathe in and out some more. And a little bit more, that's it, keep... Are you trying to kill me? Of course not, I'm a detective. I much prefer investigating murders to committing them. But, Cat, don't you realize? If you make the murders yourself, you can investigate as many as you want. Isn't that amazing? Anyway, it's clear that you two have some unresolved issues. Oh, you overheard that, did you? We're just letting off steam about the film, that's all. It seemed like a little more than that. The end of your partnership together? This know-it-all thinks he's God's gift to romance films these days, but his love scenes have always been a total disaster. It's only my editing that saved him all these years. It's thanks to me that he's produced so many hits. Does that mean anything to him now? Not a jot. Well, he might have chosen to forget, but mark my words, I haven't forgotten. Alright. Kiss, kiss, bang, bang. Fuck off. The sun is setting at the beach, the perfect backdrop for a sweet kiss with the girl in the hood. Girl in the hood. Use 3 of the 6 symbols in the frame on the left to represent kiss in the frame on the right. Slide the symbols to move them and touch them to rotate. You cannot overlap them. Okay. This is another negative space bullshit. Or what am I missing here?
Girl in the hood.
Only 3 of them, huh? It's not like I can make them bigger. Or anything.
Might want you to make lips.
To represent kiss, indeed. You're onto something here. Fucking... Question is how? Like, I mean... I guess you could see this as sort of 2 mouths, I guess. It's not overlapping, asshole.
Mwah.
3 is the top of lips, I is the middle part, C is the bottom.
What? I mean, you know, I don't have space for that. You mean like this? I don't see it.
Turn them sideways.
I don't know if that works.
You don't need 2 pairs of lips.
That looks like a poop from a butt. I'm mature. Alright. Oh, fuck. 3 is a ton. I still don't understand what you're trying to say. Like this? What?
I'm saying do it like this but sideways. 3.
Okay. What do you mean, but sideways? Huh? I don't understand what this is supposed to represent. I'm so confused. Like this? What is that supposed to be?
It's clearly smoochy lips from front. Now it's upside down.
Oh, I see now what you're trying to do. Okay. How fucking precise do I have to get this? Okay.
This is an interesting one. Puzzles are made for solving.
See,
Okay.
I'm good at puzzles.
Oh no, I have a tolerance for bullshit, and that exceeded it. Anyway, I didn't think you'd solve that one. That's had me stuck for decades. There's no puzzle that can't be solved with some calm and considerate thinking. Mr. Tor, if you calm down a bit now, perhaps. Calm down, are you being funny? I don't care about that spat with Maverick before, but I can't be pinned for this theft of the final scene. I mean, it's a matter of pride. What sort of editor would do something like that? I say, miss, I don't think this fight is going to sort itself out anytime soon. Oh well, never mind. It's rather fun to watch, shall we? Great idea, Cat. Let's just forget about the case and watch the two prime suspects argue instead. Don't be snide, Cheryl. If we listen in, they might say let something slip that gives us a lead. Sneaky cat. You're one sneaky cat. Pride? Pride? That's more important to you than honoring the decisions made by the director, cutting scenes you were never asked to cut. For the last time, I did not steal that kiss scene, and you know that I would never cut a film unless you gave me the go-ahead. It's no secret you didn't like that scene. You always had a problem with it. Come on, admit it. You had a problem accepting that the great Maverick director would be happy to end one of his greatest films with a scene like that. Tuh. Why don't you admit it? You never really got on with that scene either, did you? Yes, I did. I was perfectly happy with it. So you're willing to compromise on quality these days, are you? You make me sick, Maverick. And you know what makes me more sick? The fact that someone other than me cut one of your films. Alright then, Eddie, if it wasn't you, then who was it? Tell me that. If you ask me, it was you. Listen to your conscience before it got corrupted by fame. How dare you? Back in the old days, you wouldn't have stopped shooting until you got a scene that you were 100% happy with. But now, well, those days are gone. Yes, the days when my films made no money. Look, if I've changed my directing style, it's for you and the rest of the crew. We're grateful for that. We all appreciate actually getting paid, don't get me wrong. But does that mean you have to make such huge compromises to the production? Doesn't mean you can't be true to yourself anymore. Look, I know I said you love your scenes. I know you said your love scenes were rubbish, but the truth is you have shot some good stuff in the past, haven't you? Maybe, but that was a long time ago now. Anyway, Eddie, being too idealistic doesn't pay the bills, does it? That's the bottom line. Fine, if that's your take on it, there's nothing more for me to say. Goodbye, Maverick. Yikes, that didn't end well, did it? Mr. Torres walked out. This could be our chance to get some important information out of Mr. Rector. Come on, Ernest, and you, Cheryl. Mr. Rector, I'd like to ask you a few more questions, if you don't mind. I'm really not in the mood at the moment. Alright, if it'll help get to this whole thing cleared up quicker. It was a rather heated argument you and Mr. Tor just had. Are such disagreements between the two of you a regular occurrence? Eddie and I have always been a team for a very long... Eddie and I have been a team for a very long time. Since long before I made it, so we've had more than a few fights over the years, yes. Back in the early days, we used to have blazing rows about production issues. Still, it's never gone this far before. We've never talked about going our separate ways. Yes, well, one ill word asks another, as they say. If you said things you didn't mean, I'm sure an apology will go a long way to fixing things. With Eddie, I'm not so sure. You hear that you used to make films that were a lot less mainstream, with more fringe appeal, is that right? Huh, that's going back a bit now. Anyway, it wasn't like I was trying to shoot fringe films. It's just how it worked out. It's how people took my material. wasn't for everyone. But Eddie really liked my old work, and now that I'm making films more people actually want to watch, he's not happy about it. You know, he was always pressing me not to include that last scene in No Sup for Love, right from the start. He told me, he said he didn't believe it was true to your style. Not true to my style, huh? That makes it all sound so simple. The truth is, I don't even know what my style is anymore. It's just typical of Eddie though. He never had any hesitation in telling me what was wrong with my films. Sometimes it makes me so mad, but I have to admit it, he's usually right. Oh, who am I kidding? He's right this time too. You mean about the stolen scene? I just wanted it to be real. I wanted to shoot a kiss that looked like it was genuine from the heart. Not just two actors playing their parts. But somehow I couldn't get it right. In the old days, I wouldn't have given up. I just kept shooting and shooting until I got the result I wanted. Why didn't you do that this time then? You're young, I wouldn't expect you to understand. The fact is, as you get older, you lose that drive you had in your youth. No, you're quite right. That's something I can relate to. It sounds rather sad, to be honest. So you're telling us that Mr. Tor couldn't accept the scene you shot? That he cut it from the film without your permission? That's his job, after all, cutting the film. He's very good at it. I can't really say I blame him. This is all my fault. This might seem like a strange request after everything that's happened, Miss Layton, but could you try to keep this quiet? Eddie did it for my benefit at the end of the day. I'm afraid that won't be possible. What? But if this comes out, Eddie's career is over. Is it really worth destroying a man just for some sense of obligation to uphold justice? It's not the reason at all. It's because Mr. Tor didn't do it. You see, the fact is, you are his alibi, Mr. Rector. Exactly. You and Mr. Tor were together at all times until the start of the screening, weren't you? And when you checked over the film reels together, you found no problems. So if Mr. Tor was never out of your sight after that time, and however much he disagreed with the inclusion of that scene, he had no opportunity to cut it. I suppose that's true. So someone else has stolen it then. Well, that's wonderful. Miss Layton? Oh, sorry. Good, it looks like I have all the evidence I need now. Of course. Yes, it all makes sense now.
Always blame the bird.
Yeah, and I'm deaf now, and that was right down my ear, cat. Miss Layton, have you solved it? Yes, Ernest, I believe I have. Just as every film has a final scene, every case has a truth to, glean. And now, I've uncovered both. Oh, well done, Miss Layton. Brava. And what a spiffing verse that was. Ernest, summon the suspects. Gladly, miss, gladly. Thank you all for coming, everyone. I've finally ascertained the truth about the stolen kiss scene. Really? You have? Who did it? Come on, spill the beans. I want to know who did it. Who did this to me and why? And how? That's what I want to know. When was it cut out of the reel? Tell us, Miss Detective. Put us all out of our misery, please. Momento, Catriel. Have you asked so many people here? It's clearly obvious that most of them couldn't possibly have been involved. Oh, it's much more fun this way. The more people, the more tension. I agree with Miss Layton. She's a born performer, that woman. Oh, this is so exciting. I couldn't miss a show like this. I mean, as mayor, I have vested interest in the truth. As the head of the 7 Dragons, I feel obliged to see this case through to this conclusion. Don't need me! Don't need me! Minor role, minor role! And I really don't care what happened to that scene. Can I just go? Come along, Miss Layton. We're all dying to hear the truth about this case and who the culprit is. let's not rush. This is a detective's moment of glory after all. True, if this were a film, I'd be having a good suspense track running in the background and really draw it out to build up the tension. Exactly. Now let's get to the case. This is an extremely strange affair from the outset. Final scene stolen from film on the very day of its debut screening. So what could be the truth behind it? No doubt you all have your own theories and ideas, but I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that the real truth will make even the most outlandish theory of yours seem tame. Because you see, truth is always stranger than fiction. Okay, Kat, is this just a shaggy dog story, or do you actually know who did it? Alright, you couldn't let me milk it, could you?
If I had to identify one culprit in this case, it would be you over there. Didn't do it.
Of course.
Major, minor. When the reels were being switched during the screening, you did a major minor poo on the film.
A poo?
Really now.
And his poo hit the all-important kiss scene. Is that it?
But surely a little bit of bird poo could easily be wiped off the film.
Would everyone please stop saying poo?
Indeed it could, Mayor Loanida. Which is where the second guilty party in this escapade comes in. You, Mr. Seymour Frames.
Actually, bird poo contains acid, which would probably pretty immediately destroy the film. Now you know.
All the equipment here has just recently been upgraded. Mr. Frames cares for his projection machinery so deeply, he couldn't bear the thought of running a soiled film through it, even if the excrement had been wiped off. So he cut the infected scene out of the reel altogether.
So it's his doing then?
Yes, but with the Major resolutely denying everything, it's going to be hard to make it stick.
Oh, poo.
Really, that's the punchline we're going for, right? Anyway, so the bird couldn't have been it, because, as you know, film reels are made in such a way that the stuff at the end is on the innermost parts of the reel. So there would be no way for the bird to shit on the last parts of the reel unless the film was completely unrolled towards the end, which makes no sense. If anything, it would have been able to shit on the very beginning or the exact middle part.
He cut in an old scene of his own to replace the missing one. It's a clip of himself kissing his lover, shot a long time
I was
ago
about
when
to
he
point
was
that
still
out
just
too.
starting out as a cameraman.
Foxy.
Secretly, it was supposed to be a film about his own love affair. So the clothes and everything match the style of the other scenes perfectly.
Yeah, and people looked exactly the same too. What the fuck is this bullshit?
It's a very moving scene.
Why couldn't they just say they remade the end scene from the negatives? Because that was another thing they pointed out. Whatever.
If only someone would give me a kiss like that. Just imagine.
What?
Oi, Pinstripes, what are you imagining?
Nothing. I was
Just what? Spit it out.
Spit it out.
What, you dirty mongrel?
Anyway. And Naval Advance No Stop for Love was a hit at the box office with its passionate final kiss scene. And now Maverick Director is currently working on a new, albeit not too mainstream, blockbuster. How is it a blockbuster if it's not mainstream?
How is it? You always stumble on the answer in these cases.
Stumble on? It sounds like you think it's just luck, Shirl.
Well, isn't it?
Not at all. The truth is, Miss Layton makes logical but instinctive inferences.
You're thinking about how much you want to ********Catriel.
Whoops, I wanted to save. Fuck! God damn it. Rearrange shit? What? Okay. Interesting. How do I save, please? Save. I wonder how much longer this game is actually. I have no idea. Alright, well, that was it for Layton for tonight. Yeah, still not sure I like the direction this game has gone in. Or this game has taken the series in, both in terms of puzzles and in terms of story. The older games clicked much more with me than this one has so far, so I don't know. But I'll reserve my judgments until the end.
Now you can play your favorite game, Persona.
Oh yeah. Right, totally.